Whoops. Sorry for that little delay there, guys. If you're in the house, let me know. Drop a comment. Sorry for the small delay on my end. We have a fun session this evening with my friend Sebastian Boyer. If you guys don't know who he is a partner of mine, helps all of my clients build, establish, and get funding when it comes to business credit. If you don't know who I am, my name is Denzel Rodriguez. I'm your personal finance geek of the 21st century. On this channel, we cover velocity banking, infinite banking, and kingdom authority. So we're going to be, discussing a little bit on the velocity banking side in terms of credit. In order to actually implement this type of concept, we need a good credit score, either on the personal side or the business side. So for tonight, we're going to be focusing on the business side of things. Sebastian, take it away from me. How are you? How's everything going?
Hey,
Thanks for being
good. Thank you.
back with
Thanks
us.
for having me, Denzel.
Yeah, thanks for coming back again. Appreciate it.
Yeah, brother. I enjoy doing this, and hopefully we'll just keep it going. So just for those of you who don't know me, I'm Sebastian Boyer, aka the Approved Guy. You can follow me on YouTube at the Approved Guy. That's my channel. And just to kind of launch things off, last time I was here, we talked about the EIDL and the PPP. For business owners, they released a new update today on the EIDL, and it's basically being officially named Targeted EIDL Advance. And what we were waiting for last time we talked was for the portal to open up so that people could go in and apply. Well, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. It looks like what they're going to be doing, what the SBA is going to do, is they're going to be reaching out to the people who applied last year, because you had to put in your contact. So they're going to be sending an email. It's going to be coming from SBA.gov. So at SBA.gov. If you receive an email from at SBA.gov, you know that's from the SBA. And that email is going to advise you that you qualify to apply to get the rest of the grant. So the first group of people they're going to be trying to communicate with is going to be folks that applied and did not get the full $10,000 on the EIDL grant last year. Maybe you got 1,000 or you got 5,000. And so they're going to reach out to you via email if you're in that group so that you can apply to get the full 10,000, to get the balance of that, what you didn't get. And then once that's done, they're going to be sending another group of emails to those of you who applied and either funds ran out or you didn't get the money. And as a result, they're going to give you a chance to go ahead and not reapply, but basically complete your application and get that full 10. Now it's a little bit odd because on the website on SBA, even though they're saying everyone's going to get the full 10, they have a little play on words, which is it says up to 10,000. So anytime you see something like that, that does give them that wiggle room so that they can retract, and hopefully that's not what's going to happen, but that is what happened last year. They said everyone would get 10, and then it ended up being only $1,000 per employee.
Yeah.
Yeah. So first batch, it's probably going to be about three weeks or so for that first batch of people who applied, got something, didn't get the full 10 to try to get the difference. They're going to email you to notify you. They very loudly and in bold letters say, do not apply. Again, do not resubmit. We will be emailing you. So again, look out for that. And then the second batch are people who did not get anything but did apply. And then once that's done, then they're going to go ahead and open it up to new people. So that might be, who knows, within the next 30 to 45 days. So if you're waiting for the EIDL portal to open to apply, that's what's going on. You're not going to be able to do that. You're going to get that email. So look out for that. The PPP loan is still open. It's going to be open until the end of March. So if you lost 25% in revenue last year in either a quarter or for the entire year of 2020, you just have to prove one quarter, or for the entire year compared to 2019, you can qualify for the new round 2 of the PPP loan. If you never got approved and funded for the first round of the PPP loan, you can actually apply for the first round now, get that, and then later potentially apply for the second round as well. If you already got the first round, you can now apply again for the second round. And guys, the reason this is such powerful information for everyone is because the grant is a grant. And so that's not a loan you have to pay back. And the PPP loan, if you use it properly, is 100% forgiven. So, we're not talking about debt or an interest rate. We're talking about money. I can't call the PPP loan a grant because it is a loan effectively that ultimately, if you use it properly, can be forgiven. So it's kind of packaged like a grant, but if you don't use it properly, it will be a loan. And so, if you're a business owner and you fit into these categories, take advantage of this opportunity. This is your tax money coming back to you. So take advantage of it. Again, if you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. You can reach me at my email, Seb, S-E-B, @orange, like the fruit, fi.com. Send me an email. You can also call me directly at 954-932-0800. Happy to help. Okay.
Say that one more time.
So
write it down for
that's sorry, go ahead, Denzel.
Just say that one more time so I can write it down for everyone.
Which one?
The phone number 954-932.
0800.
Okay, appreciate that.
If I don't answer, leave me a message, send me a text, and I will get back to you. You can text me on that number. Please don't do that after 9 p.m. Eastern. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you being very transparent and giving your information out like that. It's, very bold. So
Yeah.
Expect high volume.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. With the people on my channel will take action. So be prepared.
So I guess let's do the announcement now, Denzel, for what we're going to give away. So it gives everybody the whole session to act. What do you think?
I definitely wanted to surprise my viewers.
All right.
Keep them listening for a little while.
All right. Well, let's leave. So that's perfect. We'll leave the mystery. Something's coming, guys. We're going to do something special for everybody tonight.
Yep.
So I guess anything you want to ask me, Denzel, or any questions? Anybody asking anything?
So to clarify, with the PPP, it's open till March of this year, 2021. You have to have had 25% loss in revenue. Could potentially be 100% forgiven if used properly, right? And is this the one where they'll take care of your first 8 payments if you get approved?
No, that's going to be an SBA 7A loan.
That's the SBA 7A loan. Got it.
Right.
I just want to make sure I rewrite everything. So SBA 7A.
Right. So that's basically your typical standard SBA loan. That could be used for startups, expansion, equipment. It could be used for debt restructuring as well. If you have bad business debt, you can restructure debt with an SBA 7A. So there's a lot of potential uses for it. But the government, the SBA is going to pay for 8 months of your first 8 months payments are covered.
Got it. Cool. And that is something they go on the website and they can apply for.
No, that is going to be through an SBA bank. So you would reach out to me, and then I would see if you could qualify. We go through a little interview, and then from there, if you could qualify, then I'd help place you with the right SBA bank that would be a good fit for you. So that is not through the government. That is through an SBA bank. The one that's through the government is the EIDL.
Right. This is government only.
Yeah, that's through the SBA portal. But again, right now, they're only going to be emailing for you to do that. On the PPP, the 25% loss, that actually only applies to the round 2 version of the PPP.
Okay, not the round 1.
So that does not apply to round 1, meaning if you did not apply and get a PPP loan last year, and you're going to apply this year, you're technically applying round 1. So the same rules that applied last year for round 1 apply to that round one now. This is for round two, meaning you already got a PPP loan and you're going to try to get another PPP loan. So that's where the 25% loss comes in between 2020 and 2019, or one quarter in 2020 versus the same quarter in 2019. Otherwise, you just have to be able to show payroll for the round one version. You just have to be able to show payroll. They didn't require to prove a loss at that time.
Got it. Awesome. And
yeah, thanks for writing that. Beware of scams. Do not pay.
yeah. Yeah. Just wanted to reiterate that to everybody, making sure I'm putting out this content so that people see, listen, beware of scams. It's the government themselves that's handing out the EIDL, the PPPs, and with SBA, the 7A loan, you have to go through someone like a Sebastian that can help you, walk you through the process. He's not going to charge you for this.
Right. I don't charge that.
Nor should anyone else be charging you and saying, yeah, we're gonna get you $100,000 in free money from the government and pay us $3,000,
right,
or $2,000. That would be a scam.
Yeah.
Got it.
Now, a lot of people might hear that and get mad because we're, spoiling their parade, but that is the case. An SBA 7A is a little different. That you can charge for. So as an authorized agent for the banks, I could charge a fee for the SBA 7A loan, but I don't.
Okay, so that's good to know. I appreciate the transparency on that. I think the big thing is over here, not really
right. Exactly.
PPP.
Yeah, because the PPP and the EIDL exactly are tied to the CARES Act and
there's a protocol.
The pandemic, right?
There's a protocol with it in terms of how much you can actually receive based on how much you make and business and revenues and employees and things like that.
Exactly.
I had a client that did get scammed from this, so that's why I'm being, letting people know, listen, keep your eyes open, beware. No need to pay for this. The information's right here. You can search it up yourself. You can work with someone like Sebastian and walk you through the process and make it happen.
That's right. And you might want to put the landing page for the PPP for anyone who does want to apply. Again, that was orangefi.us/PPP-Denzel.
You can actually type that if you want in the chat box. I'll put it there.
Okay.
We can get that in there. So I'll be sure to add that. It's also on my website. I think I added it there as well. All right. What else? Anything else you wanted to mention regarding those announcements and with the governments and?
No, that's it. That just wanted to keep everybody up to date on that, and yeah, we can move on to our next topic.
Perfect. Take it away.
All right, hold on. I'm trying to put this in the chat for everybody.
With the orange, right?
Someone asked a question. It's not really related to what we're talking about, but I don't mind answering it. William Still asked, how long would you say I should wait before requesting a credit limit increase on a newly opened business credit card? William, great question. Thanks for asking. Basically, you probably want to give it at least 6 months, and you want to show utilization and aggressive payback. So, the logic of business credit cards and how the creditors treat that as far as approving that credit and then increasing that is almost identical to personal credit, because honestly, business credit cards are personally guaranteed. They're just not issued. Well, some of them are issued personally, and they will show up on your personal credit, but a lot of them, if you know which ones you're applying for so that they don't appear on your personal credit, will still be personally guaranteed, but they won't show up on the personal credit. But at the end of the day, your utilization, based on the limit and your balance, You need to get that under 30% to be aggressive and show, positive utilization and positive payback. That shows confidence and strength, and then that should allow you to get an increase. So after about 6 months or so of you using the card, you should be able to request a limit increase if you have the balances. Do not ask for an increase if your balances are over 35%. You're putting yourself in a red zone, so you don't want to do that. Make sure your balances are under, and make sure that the balances have updated and that they're reflecting on the card. So just like with personal credit, there's a due date and then there's a reporting date. You need the same thing with the business credit card. When you make that payment on the card, it might not update with the bureau for a certain amount of time based on the reporting date. So your reporting date could be the 10th. The due date could be the 10th. The reporting date could be the 15th. It's very unique for each card, for each individual. So it's not uniform. You could call your credit card company and ask them, what is the due date? What's the reporting date? Make sure you separate that. And but bottom line is, when you make that payment, get the balance down, you want to verify on the business credit card balance on the credit report that the balance has updated before requesting that increase. Or actually, even if you're going to apply for another business credit card, before applying for another business credit card as well.
Cool. Appreciate that. You want me to go ahead and share your screen now?
Yeah, sure. Rafi, that's going to be something that I can respond to. I could tell you one, I'll give you one. It's going to be the Chase Inc. card. So that's going to be one that does not. One that does report on your personal credit is going to be the Capital One. So that's a good card, but it will show up on your personal credit. Okay. So the Chase Inc. is one card I could tell you will not show up on your personal credit.
Cool. Appreciate you dropping gems, answering questions. We'll definitely have a moment for Q&A a little bit later on as well.
All right. Yeah, I see they keep coming. All right. So just want to kind of give everybody an update on the platform of Business Credit 101. Kind of adjusted the options that are available on how you can become a client and how you can implement this information. Knowledge is power only when put into play. So as much knowledge as you gain from me or from Denzel, for anybody for that matter, it's only as good as what you do with it. So I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for everybody to get started at some level, and then see some results and then continue, versus making an all-in commitment for a 12 months program when you don't have the confidence or you're not sure about it. So the first thing I want to show you guys is that you come here, you're going to be able to get access to a free credibility guide, and this basically for tonight only, you'll be able to get in here and get access to this information. These are literally step-by-step instructions on how to make your business credible. And every link that you see here is a tool or resource that will allow you to do that as efficiently and as cost-effective as possible, as low as possible in cost. And I end that with 3 accounts that will allow you to establish a Paydex score. So I want everyone to be able to get in, see that this information is working, establish a profile. Now you can read through this. We can do a one-on-one, or you can watch the videos on my channel on the Approved Guy, and it'll take you through this. Now, if you're ready to enroll, then you could do that, and then you could also schedule a one-on-one masterclass. The masterclasses are just $99 per class. Spend about an hour with you, and that's where we could really go into it on a one-on-one basis. But if you want to enroll in the program for building business credit, I'm giving it at different levels. So for those of you who feel like you don't need coaching, you just need the information and you can implement it yourself, I'm giving an option where you can get round 1 of my platform for only $250 without coaching. Okay, so you can just get access to my round one accounts, which is a list of about 10 to 15 accounts that you can have access to for building your first round of credit for your business. That's without coaching. If you do want coaching, then it'd be 500. And if you needed to split it up, then it would be two payments of 300. So it'd be 600. Now, if you want to go for all in for the 12-month program, I'm offering $1,200 to the platform where you're not going to get any coaching, but you're going to get access to the information. That's going to be 4 separate rounds of business credit building accounts. So obviously there's instructions in each round in writing on the pages that explain to you what to do and where you should be before you move to the next step. But ultimately, altogether, you're going to have access to between 50 to 70 account options that you can choose from to build your business credit. And this is without coaching for the 1,200. With coaching, it's going to be 1,900. That's for the 12 months. And if you want to do payments, it would be 3 payments of 700 for the 12-month commitment. So if you feel like you just need to start small, and then you can always pay the difference on any of these options. If you started off just doing the platform without coaching, and then you wanted to move up to coaching, you pay the difference. Or if you wanted to move up to this platform for the 4 rounds of business credit building, you just pay the difference. Or if you wanted to get coaching and the 4 rounds, you just pay the difference. So wherever you start, it's just trying to make it easier for you guys to get access, to start somewhere, see some results, and then make a full-out commitment once you see that this is real, okay? And again, if you do need access and you want some one-on-one mentoring or coaching, then the time for me with you for an hour is $99. And we have kind of different segments. One focuses more if you're a brand new startup, and then if another one talks where I help you with personal credit, and then teaching you about business credit, and then business funding. These are all very similar classes. They all overlap. It's very similar, but with an emphasis on a different component, a different focus. So depending on where you are. Now, in any case, of course, Business Credit 101 is a DBA of OrangeFi, and OrangeFi is my company where we provide business funding. So that's where we give access to all these different funding options, from unsecured credit that could be in the form of multiple strategic credit lines with 0% interest for 12 months, the SBA loans, 401k rollover, equipment, debt restructure, invoice factoring, private money loans for real estate investment, commercial loans, asset-based loans, term loans, bank line of credit, and revenue-based loans. The most important thing that you can do is be prepared in life for anything you're going to do. I believe that where opportunity and preparation meet is where we have success. Unfortunately, many times an opportunity arises, but we're not ready, we're not prepared, so we can't take advantage of it. And so having the knowledge, being prepared with your personal credit, with your business credit, with your financials, are all important measures that you want to take, so that when the opportunity comes and you're ready to grow, you're ready to launch or expand or whatever you want to do in life, then you can take hold of it because you're ready. You've prepared, and now that the opportunity is there, you can grab it. Okay, so I hope that blesses everybody and makes it easier to come on board and work with us as your business credit coach and guide. Again, you can schedule a call just for a 15-minute consultation, and that's free for a 15-minute consult. Okay, so with that said, we're going to segment to the topic that we're going to talk about tonight, Denzel, which is going to be debt to income ratio, which is your personal ratio of debt, and debt service coverage ratio, which is how much debt does your income allow you to service. This is how lenders, these are the algorithms that lenders look at to determine if you're qualified and how much they're going to lend you. So you can have 850 credit and you can have excellent income, But if your expenses are too high, your debt to income ratio is going to be low. Therefore, your debt service coverage ratio, how much debt you can service, is not going to be strong enough for you to be able to get a large loan. So you might be making $1 million in your business, but if you're showing losses or you're only showing a gain or a profit at the end of the year of $30,000, then you're not going to be able to get a $100,000 loan because your debt service coverage ratio is not going to substantiate that on the business. So these two acronyms, DTI, debt to income ratio, and DSCR, debt service coverage ratio, are actually used both in personal lending and in business lending. The only difference is on the personal side, they're looking at your personal income versus your personal debt. And on the business side, they're looking at the business revenue versus the business debt. So I'd like to kind of go into that a little bit. If you want to pull up the whiteboard, Denzel. So
You wanted to share your screen, or?
no. Let's do the whiteboard.
Okay.
Because I want to reference my notes for some numbers to give examples. Bear with me.
So we got debt to income and debt servicing coverage ratio. They both are in sync
Yes.
with each other.
Correct. Okay. So just some like technical language about it. So DTI, or debt to income, is a personal finance measure that compares the amount of debt that you owe. The amount of debt you have to your overall income. Lenders, including issuers of mortgages, use it as a way to measure your ability to manage the payments that you make each month and repay the money you have borrowed. Okay. So understanding your debt to income ratio, a low debt to income ratio demonstrates a good balance between your debt and your income. So in general, the lower the percentage, the better the chance you will be able to get the loan or the line of credit that you want, right? On the contrary, the higher the debt to income ratio signals that you may have too much debt for your income, and therefore the lenders view this as a signal that you would not be able to service the debt. So before I continue, this is one of the reasons business credit is important, because once you're able to start getting funding on your business credit and you're able to move your debt away from your personal credit, because debt is good if you're using it and leveraging it. But if you can move that debt onto your business credit versus your personal side, then your personal debt to income ratio is going to be lowered because you're not carrying debt on the personal. You still have the debt, it's on the business side, and your personal liability and your personal debt is going to be reduced. So therefore, your personal DTI is going to be a lot stronger, which is going to give you the ability to get much bigger personal loans when you do need to apply for a mortgage, or if you are looking for any type of lending on the personal side. So this is one of the benefits, kind of positive side effects of building business credit, is that your personal debt to income can be reduced if you're strategic in transferring, moving over debt off of your personal to the business side. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Appreciate it.
So for example, let's assume you have a $1,200 per month mortgage, $400 for your car, and $400 for the rest of your debts each month. Your monthly debt payments would be as follows. It would be $2,000, right? If your gross income for the month is $6,000, your debt to income ratio would be 33%.
Okay, so
right. So you take.
let me write that out. So we've got
Mhm.
$1,200 a month for mortgage,
Mortgage.
$400 for a car payment,
Mm-hmm.
and then another $400 for other
And debt.
debts.
Yeah, just keep it simple.
So we got $2,000 a month total that's going to debt.
Correct.
And what is this person's income? Or does that not matter in this example?
No, it does. So, hold on. Yeah. So the gross income in this scenario is 6,000
a month?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you take the 2,000,
Yeah.
you divide it by 6,000, and that gives you 0.33 or 33% debt to income ratio.
Okay, so DTI is 33%, and this is not bad, right?
No, that's not horrible. Typically for mortgages, they're looking at around 35% is what they look for.
Okay.
And for other loans, they look for less. So personal lines of credit, you probably need to be under 30%. Now, when I say 30%, that's walking the line really thin, right? And I personally don't like moving in that space where you're just kind of in that 50-50 chance. So I'd recommend being under 30% or striving towards it.
Yeah.
Now, just kind of on another factor, if your gross income just was 5,000 with the same amount of debt, then you'd be at 40% DTI. So now you're a lot higher. It's going to be a lot harder to get approved.
So with 5K income, same numbers, 2K going to debt, the other 3,000 would be
Correct.
maybe cash flow or other expenses. I'd be at, a DTI of 40.
Right.
Got it. And that would be pushing it at that point, probably not likely to get approved.
Well, it depends. Like on a mortgage, sometimes they'll go up to like 40, 43.
Yeah.
But yes, you're pushing it.
Got it.
Okay, so that's debt to income. Obviously, there's two ways to reduce it. To lower your DTI, one is to increase your income, and the other one is to reduce your debt.
Or both at the same time.
Or both at the same time.
All right, we implement some velocity banking, maybe debt snowball to get things going. If we can't do velocity banking, if we don't have a debt tool, then we just rely on debt snowball for that period of time, and then eventually upgrading, getting the credit up, bringing the DTI down, then applying at the right moment in time. So that's good information there. Appreciate that.
Perfect. All right, now let's get into the debt service coverage ratio.
Okay.
And this is where I see unfortunately a lot of business owners, they fail or fall, or they're not planning ahead, because as business owners, as people, we want to save money on taxes, right? And as business owners, obviously, most accounting experts are going to try to help you save as much as they can on taxes by writing off all of your business expenses. That's great. I want to do the same thing. However, if you have a good accounting person who understands business and funding, they should ask you the question, this year, what are your plans? Do you plan on applying for a major loan, a mortgage, if it's personal, or expanding your business and going for something like an SBA loan? Are you looking to, take on a good debt tool that you can use to leverage in your life, personally or in your business? And if the answer is yes to that, then based on the revenue, you may not need to, or you may need to be careful on how much deductions you're taking, because if you're not showing profits and you're not able to, if your debt service coverage ratio is not strong enough, then you're either just not going to get qualified, you're going to get declined, or if you're looking for a substantial amount of funding, you may only be able to qualify for a very small amount because your debt service coverage ratio is not sufficient. So you have to think about that, and don't just go with the flow of I'm going to save money on taxes as much as possible by writing off everything. Again, if you make enough revenue to do that, then do it. And if you're not planning on applying for any loans for expanding or growing your business, then continue to do that. But if you're planning on getting into debt for leveraging on a major loan, you need to reconsider that and how you're gonna prepare your numbers on your accounting side so that you can show that your business is profitable. That
Got
makes
it.
sense?
Yeah, so showing more profit will improve my debt servicing coverage ratio
Right. Exactly.
if I
Exactly.
intend to apply
So,
for anything.
so that technically, so the debt service coverage ratio applies to corporate, government, and personal finance. In the context of corporate finance, the debt service coverage ratio is a measure of a firm's available cash flow to pay current debt obligations. So your DSCR is going to show an investor or a bank or a lender whether your company has enough income to pay its debts. Simple as that. Okay, so how do we figure that out? You basically take your net operating income and you divide that by your total debt service. The net operating income is going to be a company's revenue minus certain operating expenses.
So net
not
rev
including taxes and interest payments.
right, so net revenue minus operating expense.
Yeah, so to get to your net operating income, it's basically your revenue minus operating expenses. You don't take out taxes and interest payments. You could leave that in there
Okay.
to get to your net operating income.
NOI for short, right?
Yeah, it's basically, the earnings before interest and tax.
Got it. Earnings before interest and tax.
Everything has an acronym, EBIT.
EBIT. Cool.
Mm-hmm. So that's your net operating income. And you divide that by your total debt service.
Okay. So let's see. I'm gonna try and figure out my NOI, just for obviously to help people figure this out for themselves. How would they go about doing that? So you'd obviously have to go back to your bank statements, right? You look at the whole entire year. The NOI is something that you can either pull 3 months into a year, 6 months into a year, or at the end of the year, right?
Right. It depends on how you're doing your bookkeeping.
Got it.
If you're doing it yourself and you're using a software like QuickBooks, that helps a lot. Or if you have an accounting firm helping you, they should be able to provide you with that, and it basically show up on your P&L, your profit and loss statement.
Got it. Got it. So looking at my my 2019 revenue was, so a total was 283.
Mm-hmm.
That was gross. So to get
Right.
to the net operating income, which is earnings before interest and tax, I would basically minus all of those quarterly tax payments that I make,
Right.
correct? And then
Correct.
all the federal tax payments that I take out of my salary.
Right. So basically, just go back to your gross, and then to make it easier, just go back to the gross total, and then just eliminate any operating expenses.
Okay. That's good to know.
Like your light, your phone,
Yeah.
Basic operating expenses.
And then that gets you to your profit as well
That gets you to your net operating income
after your
after the
after all those
after the
those
operating expenses.
bills. Okay. It's good stuff. Cool. I'm definitely gonna look into this myself, just so that I can be in line, um, because you never know when an opportunity is going to strike in your business. You get in front of a millionaire, you get in front of you know, 6, 7, 8, 9-figure earner, and they ask you these questions because they're genuinely interested in your business and possibly even investing in your business. And if you don't have these numbers, if you don't know your numbers in line in terms of the acronyms, because this is how rich people operate off these different acronyms, you know, and I'm putting myself on the hot seat. You know, I don't know my numbers when it comes to those acronyms, but at the same point, I'm not actively seeking investors. If I was seeking investors, people that are willing to invest in my company or my business, I'm willing to give up shares, I better know these numbers.
Yeah.
Um, or anything outside of about, estimated, I think, should be, is literally BS to the investor. So if you can't give, my net operating income is 72,467 and 87 cents, you know, like if you
Mm-hmm.
can't be like that, anything outside of that right there is BS to them. They'll just shut you down, you know. And I witnessed that um, recently with this Clubhouse app, which is blowing up. So if you guys don't know about Clubhouse, it's a really great platform to be on right now. It's invite only. So the way to get in is either you get invited or you know someone that has the app and you get inside, and you can literally hop in rooms where there's multiple millionaires giving free advice right now, free coaching, even millionaires that are like investing in people's companies and businesses right on the spot, startup companies. It's pretty insane. I was in a room with Grant Cardone and a bunch of other people, and I seen people coming up and they were asking these questions. What's your DSCR? And I didn't know what that was. I was like, what the hell is that? I know DTI, I don't know DSCR. And then they were like, what's your NOI? What's your SOP? What's your, and these people were like, it's about, I think we did
Mm-hmm.
we did 1.5 million. That's not a real number. It's either 1.5, you know, 1,525,047 cents. You know, that's a more realistic number for them, you know.
Right.
And it's funny how they'll eat you apart. So you
Yeah.
better know your
Oh
numbers.
yeah.
Just a little side
That's for
note there.
sure.
I don't want to go off on a tangent, but gotta know your numbers, man. Important stuff.
Well, let's run just an illustration with some simple numbers that I already have prepped, and
Oh,
then
perfect.
also make note that basically, if your debt service coverage ratio is less than 1%, you're not getting anything. You're just not going to get approved for anything. Okay. Um, Ideally, you need to be 1.25% or higher. Minimum. That's the minimum. Now we're going to see how that translates right now.
Okay.
Okay. So if you're sorry, if you're let's okay. So if your revenue or your income is we're using these numbers is 2,150,000 a year. Okay.
So two
So
million one hundred
that's
fifty.
a net, right? Net operating.
So net operating income.
Correct.
Okay. Got that.
Okay. And your debt that you're servicing is 350,000 a year. So you take the 2,150,000 divided by 350,000, and that's going to give you 6.14. That's 6.14% debt service coverage ratio. You are good. You're solid. You're going to get pretty much what you're looking for. There's a lot more revenue than debt in that scenario.
Got it. So the lower the number is like not good.
No, the lower the number, that's how much debt you can cover. So your DTI is it's that's why it's a little confusing, and that's why I wanted to talk about it, because your DTI is a ratio between your debt and your income. Your debt service coverage ratio is how much debt you can. It's the rate, a percentage of how much more debt you can cover.
Ah, got it. How much more debt you can take on.
Correct.
So what would this translate to? How much could this person get more in
Well, that's going to be vary from from bank to bank, lender to lender, and loan to loan, depending on what type of loan, the use of funds,
huh?
and
So
you know,
conservatively
but
speaking, what would you say?
but yeah, conservatively speaking, someone in this situation would be strong for 500 to a million.
500 to a million. Got it. And so back to your example of being 1.25% or lower, that person's basically up, has too much debt.
You know
Correct.
what? We could figure it out because let's see. If we take this scenario, Denzel, okay,
Yeah.
and we add $1 million of debt into it, okay, and they're servicing that debt, that's 1,350,000 now of
Right.
debt. So now if we do the same algorithm, the same, what's our result? So that's 2,150,000, right? Divided by 1.350.
They're at 1.59.
So they can service the debt. They're over 1.25. They can service the debt. The bank would issue that loan.
For an additional,
So,
obviously not another 500K, but maybe it would be a little bit less,
oh,
right?
that was putting a million on top of the 350. They're by when you put the million on top of the 350, they would still be at 1.59 or 1 point almost
Ah,
1.6
got it. Got
percent debt service coverage ratio. So they would be their revenue would be able to service the debt comfortably.
it. Okay. Right. So if they were to acquire an additional 1 million of debt, that would be fine. But what if they already have coming into it, they've got 1.35 million of debt and they're looking for more? A bank would
They're
say,
they're they're they're
they
slim because now they're already at 1.6 debt service coverage ratio, and most lenders are not going to go, conservatively, especially now. They're not going to go under 1.5.
got it.
So the rule of thumb is like 1% is the bottom, but I don't think any lender is really going that low, especially now, with COVID and just how conservative banks and lenders are being. They want to see that you're strong and you can service the debt.
Right, in the current environment. So below 1.5,
Right.
no go.
Yeah. Again, these are these are not hard numbers because every lender is unique and different, and every loan type is unique and different. But generally speaking, this is what we're looking at.
Got it. Very
And of course, there's other variables that might come into the situation, such as collateral, right?
interesting.
Um, the relationship and rapport that you have with that bank, if you've been banking with them, right? And they hold your checking account and they see how you've performed. They may take a little extra risk on you versus if it's a brand new bank you've never worked with before.
Yeah.
Um, so there's all these other components: your credit, personal and business credit, right? You have great, excellent personal credit, but you have no business credit. It's not necessarily going to decline you, but it's not helping you. Where if you had the business credit, it's helping you. And if you had personal credit, let's say that the same scenario with these same numbers, their credits bordering and teetering on 700 with recent late payments in the last 3 years. Well, as good as the debt service coverage ratio is, that weakness on the credit it could be an issue there. So all of the components need to come together. The personal credit, the business credit, debt service coverage ratio. Um, if there's collateral to work with, you don't necessarily want to bring collateral out up front and offer it, but if you have it, you need to know whether or not you're willing to put it on the table, because that could be the difference. I've seen people get approved for a $50,000 personal line of credit because they own their car outright, $10,000 car, and they got declined, but they offered the car as collateral, and the bank said, "Okay, we'll go ahead and give you the 50,000."
Nice. By the
So
way, by the way, how's everybody enjoying this so far? I'm noticing the chat room's pretty quiet, so that tells me that you guys are like really engaged in the content. But definitely drop a comment if you're enjoying this, or if there's something you want me to you want Sebastian to go over, repeat again, we're more than happy to do that. I just saw a cool question come in. Pretty simple looks, saying from Victor, which credit line can I get that reports to Equifax Biz? Got any?
I'll put that in the chat for you, Victor.
Yeah, seems like a quick
Give me a
response.
second. Yeah, well done.
Cool. So after you do that, just kind of moving along here as we close out soon. Anything else that you wanted to kind of share on that example of debt servicing coverage ratio and DTI?
No, I think that's it. I think that's really what I wanted to just kind of emphasize, because just as this is equally as important as preparing your credit.
Good.
You want to approach your financing holistically, and don't just focus on one area and neglect the other.
Got it. Good stuff.
So let me get that link for Victor, and also explain this account, because it's a very unique account.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you don't have business credit at all, or business credit cards at all, then this would be a card that you could get approved for. So it's kind of like a starter card. Sorry.
Do you want me to share your screen?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I'm going to put the link.
Got some nice comments coming in. Candy says, yes, new info, absorbing it. Great. Katrina says, Sebastian has been a tremendous help to assisting me in building business credit. I know that's a client of mine and a client of yours as well. It's awesome.
Hey, hi, Katrina.
Tony says, this information is great. Feel very fortunate to learn business aspects of credit. Yep. William, very informative. Baker says, is there a basic how-to on steps to get your first line of business credit resources? So I'm not sure if you were listening earlier, Baker, if you tuned in a little bit later, but you'll definitely want to rewind. We did cover that. Sebastian has an entire, list, a whole step-by-step, and different options in terms of where you'd like to start with that. So that's really, really good. You'll definitely want to go back, and we'll go over it again as we close out.
Yeah. So let's share my screen, Denzel.
Awesome.
Okay, so I guess I can answer A Baker's question. A Baker, on our site on Business Credit 101, on the menu, there's credibility, and this is it right here. So you just come to the website, click credibility, and these are the 10 steps to be credible, which is the first step in establishing your business credit. At the bottom of the site, there's going to be 3 accounts that will allow you to get 3 vendors to report to Dun & Bradstreet. This is the very last step. Don't try to do this without doing everything else first, okay? So one of those is this link here for 5-star card. So when you click that link, and I'll drop that link.
I actually already dropped it. So for Baker,
okay.
for Baker, if you scroll up in the comments, I've got businesscredit101.com/Denzel. You'll see that to get access to what he's looking at currently.
Perfect. So this card here is it's going to be a MasterCard. Let me show it to you. This is what it looks like. When you get the card, to apply for this card, it's going to be a $90 application fee. If you do not get approved, they will refund you. And ultimately, they'll issue you this credit card. As you can see, minimal credit score is 300 plus. I hope everybody has at least a 300 credit score. Personal. They're not going to pull your credit. It'll be a soft pull. You're going to need to connect your business checking account to this card. This is what makes this card so unique and powerful, and why it works. As you see, it reports to Dun & Bradstreet. When I spoke to them, they also told me as a MasterCard, it will report to Experian and Equifax. Now, the way this card works is you have to set up a minimum $50 per month automatic transfer from your business checking to the card. If you don't use the card, that means that every month you're going to have a $50 credit. So month 1, you'll have a $50 credit. Month 2, it'll be $100 credit, and so on and so forth. So what I did is I set up, I have a bill that's $65 a month for my business. I set up the card so that it pays that bill automatically every month, and a $65 transfer from my business checking to the card. So I don't have to worry about paying the invoice like you do with other Net 30 accounts. It kind of, you set it up once, you forget it, it takes care of that bill. The bank transfers the money to the card, and those transactions every month will report. So this is a starter card. If you're brand new to business credit, this is going to get you going. Plus, it's going to establish a relationship with MasterCard, which is going to be crucial for you later to be able to get much, much bigger MasterCard approvals. So I hope that helps.
That's good. Thank you. So the five-star processing business credit card, that's what you just showed.
Correct.
Got it. What else we got? Baker says, awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the knowledge. Victor says, I got 80 Dun & Bradstreet, Experience Biz 84, but Equifax is hard to get a good score. Any comments?
Yes, sir. I agree. Victor, I definitely recommend, if you want to schedule so we can talk on your personal, because I'd need to know how you got that 80, because you could have 3 accounts to get an 80 paydex score, but that's a very slim profile. And so just to, I'd want to learn more about your situation and give you some recommendations on a personal, on a one-on-one.
Got it. Anything else you wanted to share on your screen with us, or?
No, I think that's it. I just saw myself on the camera and I saw my t-shirt, and I just gotta, give thanks and praise to God, and be thankful, for everything, for life, for the opportunity to be in business, to help others, to have my family, and for you, Denzel, for it's a blessing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man, definitely. I appreciate you having come on here this evening, and other times in the past. I get nothing but good feedback from all of the people that have worked with you so far. I think maybe, I don't know if you've had any bad experiences. I think maybe like 1 or 2 clients that maybe didn't take too much action with it. But for the most part, I haven't really had anyone, come back saying, oh, this guy's a terrible guy or rude or anything like that. You are a kingdom-focused individual just like myself. So, you have that ethic that I do appreciate. So to close things out, I think we went over a lot. We don't want to overwhelm people here. We're going to do some kingdom giving now, kingdom blessing. And we can do a bit of a raffle here. I would like to bless someone here this evening, or if you are a client of mine, you're going to be able to see the replay of this inside the manifesto, or if you're a contributor on the Patreon page, you'll see it there. But after this video is over, I will be taking it down. I edit, clean it up, put it in the manifesto for others to review at a later time. But to take action now, if you're someone that you're positioning yourself to build business credit, this is an avenue that you're looking to take, right? If you're someone that's just starting out, you're doing debt snowballing, your personal stuff, don't let this deter you in any way. Just let it be something, okay, that's great information. I'm not ready for it, but the fact that I'm now been exposed to it, I know how to go about it when I get there. But if you're someone, I've got quite a few clients that are doing well, 6-figure, 7-figure individuals that do watch my channel every now and then, waiting for things like this, content like this, and you're looking to obtain some business funding, whether you're trying to do the BRRRR method in real estate, or you're trying to fix and flip, or you're trying to make an investment, some venture capital, crowdfunding, whatever it is, definitely Sebastian's the guy to talk to when it comes to leveraging debt to ultimately make money with or to alleviate pressure on previous high interest debts. And you're trying to, flip flop and finesse and do some velocity banking with that. I would like to bless someone with coaching. So maybe let's do the 500 one, which is the starter, right?
Mhm.
Starter, and then coaching with you one-on-one. So I would like to bless one individual with that. So you can send me the invoice on that. You have to send Sebastian an email. Would that be the best way to kind of track this?
No, let's do it with your registration. If you want to share your screen,
Okay,
share my screen.
let's
So
do
just go to businesscredit101.com
forward slash.
forward slash Denzel.
Okay, let's do that instead. All right.
Yeah, do that. And then you're just going to come down here for a free consultation
Uh-huh.
and put in your basic info. And then right here in your company name, just type in your company name and then put forward slash kingdom.
All right.
And I
Listen,
know that
follow Kingdom
you,
protocols, everyone. Once you get to www.businesscredit101.com forward slash Denzel, I dropped the link again in the comments. When you get to submit your information, you go to company name, you put your company name, and then you also add what? Say it one more time.
kingdom.
Kingdom. Pretty simple. And you have how long, Sebastian? How long do we have? 24 hours or 48
What do
hours?
you think? 24 hours? We could do it for 48 hours. Why not?
All right. So you have
So that
40
gives some of the folks in the platform that didn't get to see this a chance for at least
chance to
2
watch
days.
it. Sounds good.
Yeah.
So you got 48 hours to respond. Anything past that point, obviously you'll close it off, and then you decide. I don't know if you do a random little raffle and you do it like that, or just pick a random person and bless someone. Um,
Yeah.
if you're someone that can afford this, listen, uh, pay Sebastian, right? If this ain't an issue, if it ain't nothing, pay him, right? But if you're someone that you're like, look, this is something I need. This would be a blessing to get my foot in the door in regards to building business credit. Maybe you've been building your personal credit, been knocking out debt, been doing velocity banking, and you're a little low on cash flow. 2020 hit you hard, and you're trying to make a good comeback year. Let's get things going, right? And that is it. Anything else you want to share with us, Sebastian?
That's all.
Awesome.
Preparation and opportunity equals success. Be ready.
Love it. Love it. Well, thanks for being here. I appreciate your time. God bless you. God bless everyone in here for the I think we were at 40 at one point. So I really appreciate the attendance. Uh, I'm constantly popping up on you guys, random live streams here and there. Um, Doing my best to starting to widen the content a little bit to accommodate. I'm noticing some higher net worth individuals starting to watch my channel. So I definitely want to cater to you guys. And for all the newbies, they're like, whoa, Denzel, what the heck is this? I came to learn how to pay off my debt. You're going to want to go back to my earlier videos and kind of work your way up and kind of see the progression, not only of the channel, but of the content itself. So you don't feel like you're like out of order. That would be my recommendation. And check out Sebastian's channel. It's called The Approved Guy, correct?
Correct.
Check out Sebastian's channel. How many subscribers you got right now? You just started, no?
I just started. So in the last 2 weeks, I bumped up about 50. So I'm at 130 subscribers.
Oh man, let me tell you, when I was first starting out, 50 subscribers was an insane number to me.
Oh
So,
man, when I hit 100, I was like freaking out.
but I mean, that's what I love about just social media in general. It's like when you first get started and people start following you and you see 20 views or 25 views, understand that if you were in an in-person event and you had 25 people in front of you and they all came to listen to you for at least 10 to 15 minutes, I'm pretty sure you could close at least 1% of the room, 5%, 3% of the room. So you want to look at it that way when you're
Right.
when you're building up your following, for those that are also looking to start a YouTube channel or Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook group, or even nowadays Clubhouse, I really want to let you guys know, for those that are starting out businesses and looking for business funding and working with people like Sebastian, you're going to want to add Clubhouse to your timeline. Next week, Friday, 7:30, Sebastian and I are going to be in a Clubhouse room talking about business credit, personal credit, velocity banking, infinite banking, Kingdom Authority, Debt Snowball, everything around personal financial management. You're going to want to tune into that. It's an invite-only app. It's on your phone. Got to have a smartphone. Look up Clubhouse. Download it. If you know someone that's already in it, they can let you in. Or if you get invited, that's how you get in. And I highly recommend to look me up, look Sebastian up. Just type in my name, you'll find me. And that is it. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good one. Bye now.
Thanks, Denzel. Good night, everybody. God bless.
I remember you saying, hey, I know something's there, like with this policy design, as you were digging into it, really from the consumer side.
I guess you could say there wasn't a big amount of creators on YouTube that were focusing on velocity banking, personal finance, things like that.
Like you said, it doesn't matter who you get the information from, as long as you get the information and you take action. That's all that we ask at the end of the day, so that you can build wealth for your family and your family's family.
Hey, here's a taste. Now, if you're feeling it at all, then go take a deeper dive. Go start doing your research. Start listening and learning about this whole concept